So what's the background of this? It's a very personal journey, this, for you.
Yeah, so essentially the last couple of years had the idea of doing something for a cancer charity because my mother passed away of cancer when I was around 18. And then, I had multiple ideas, but nothing really came to fruition. And then in the end, I got into cycling, largely because there's a local professional that I started following, and I started following cycling. His name's Juan Ayuso. And then since then, I started following cycling, and then came with the idea and first thought, is this even really possible? And saw that people take longer cycling routes, and then started to kind of see what possible routes are there. Can I even do it? Am I fit enough? All these kind of questions start to come into play. But
sure. I mean, I said sort of Dutch roots, as it were, but you're based in Jávea, right? Or are you?
Yeah, so I grew up in Jávea most of my life. Went to the international schools here as well. Uh-huh. And then, I went to the Netherlands to study. So from 18 years on, stayed in the Netherlands.
So how long have you been cycling? Because this is a big thing coming up. I guess you've been building up to it more recently, but how long's that been since you got all the gear? I bet you got all the gear and the Lycra and stuff.
Well, yeah. So I got my bike. I think it was end September last year. And as it was winter, I think you tend to not go on the bike as much in the Netherlands because it's raining all the time and it's quite cold. So I mainly started cycling, I think, since February, March, and then I started doing a longer cycle of 100 kilometers every weekend, and then during the week I just started building up a bit more. And then the last 4 weeks here in Spain I did I think 200 on average per week. So I still haven't done 100 per day for multiple days, so it would still be quite a big challenge. But
well, yes, and the Netherlands famously flat. And this route that you're taking isn't going to be so much. Where are we going? I mean, let's just set it out. The route, it's roughly 2,500 kilometres, perhaps a little bit more. You're starting out in Jávea on the Costa Blanca.
Yeah, exactly. So first stop will be Valencia. So as it's more of a common place, I'll probably find a place to stay.
So you are going north, let's just set out, because you are going up to the Netherlands, Delft in the...
so I'll be going to Delft in the Netherlands, follow the coastline mainly in Spain. And then at some point go to the French Alps from Montpellier, so go upwards, and then close to Geneva at some point, and then through Luxembourg, and then Belgium, Netherlands. But the last bit I might change slightly because, my granddad lives in Delft in Belgium, so I thought maybe I can visit him and also find some nice cycling routes in the area.
Well, this is it, because nowadays I know we see people doing similar sort of things, maybe sometimes not as long as this, but you can sort of, you film it along the way, you sort of catalogue it all. When people used to say, can you sponsor me my sponsored walk, 10p a mile? This is way before your time, before you wouldn't even remember not having phones around, but you just took their word for it that they did it, and you handed over the money. But you're going to record this every leg of this, of course. Yeah.
So I'll be recording every day. Well, during the day I'll kind of record the specific moments, any parts that seem interesting or fun to share. Also meeting new people, maybe that have their own stories and everything. So. And then I'll do a recap every day and then post that so that people can follow the journey, the good, the high, the positives and the negatives along the way. Yeah, it really adds to it, doesn't it? Because you've got it all there once you've finished to look back on. It's just great content at the time, if we're going to use the parlance of our times. Yeah. I've seen, especially on Instagram, and I think, I haven't seen TikTok, but especially on Instagram, I've seen people doing this to basically finance themselves for their journeys. And it gains a lot of traction. So I'm happy to see that it's also kind of an area where there's a lot of people that are interested. So that would allow more people to kind of look at the charity, see if maybe they find a connection with it as well, and they would want to invest their energy and time, and maybe share, or even in the end donate. So it's quite a nice platform to use. Yes, because you can really sort of focus it. You can focus it on what the charity is raising money for, i.e. Cancer Foundation, but also people that are interested in cycling, following your journey, and even the scenery, the hashtags, and tag it up properly, and you'll get all sorts of fun. But the people can carry on donating along the way, right? So let's just mention the website, because you're calling it's the Ride for Roses. Yeah, so it's ride-for-roses.com. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and that is what's the name? What's the name signify?
So I made this webpage not too long ago, and the idea or the name Ride for Roses, first started when I was looking for a charity associated with cancer research, and then I saw one called Ride for the Roses.
Okay, yeah.
So that's an actual charity event in the Netherlands where they do 25, 50 to 100 kilometers bicycle rides to basically raise money for cancer research. And every year they use a different kind of area. So this year it's to allow or to put money into research to allow for people to still fertility after radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and stuff like that, to ensure that you can still have children after it. So
excellent. I mean, yes, it all ties in with the family thing that's kind of set this underway to begin with.
Yeah.
So let me just the website which you've managed to bag. Well done. Is ride-4roses.com.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the letter 4, the number 4. And the good thing about that is you've got all the links on there. So anywhere you need to go, all of the social media are all at the bottom there. So right across Facebook, you get the email address. You're on TikTok and Instagram as well.
Yeah, so I've a lot of the social media, and the charity page as well, for which I'm more associated with, but also for people that just want to help me along the way, to help finance, for example, inner tubes. If I have to buy some extra inner tubes on the bicycle ride, because I'm definitely going to have a couple of flats along the way.
To be imagined, yes.
So there's also a possibility of doing that instead of the charity. So there's an option for people to, if they associate a lot with the charity, then they can choose that. But if they just want to finance the journey itself, there's also that option.
Right. So it's not a case of getting in before you set off. They can do it along the way as well while they're watching you. So anyone that comes across it, still a chance to donate.
Yeah, exactly.
And probably even once you're finished. I don't know. You'll keep taking donations, right?
Yeah.
And well done for finishing completing your route, which you obviously will do without any trouble. But it will be a challenge for some folk that, around over 2,500 kilometres on a bike, right? And through there's some testing country as well.
Yeah.
Terrain.
I saw my first idea was to go a bit more on the flat terrain, maybe even through Paris. But I thought, okay, I probably won't do this often in my life or ever again, so might as well make it a bit more of a challenge and more of an experience for also the people following, and make it more interesting. I want to push myself, not for myself, but also for the people that are, struggling with cancer on a daily basis. Even friends of people struggling with cancer are going through something quite difficult. And I think pushing myself to my maximum, or to as much as I can, to at least show that, just kind of to support the people that are going through something that's a lot more difficult than what I'll be doing.
Yes, but also you've, because of how this has come about, the motivation is there for you to do it. You'll always keep that in your mind, and it really drives you on, doesn't it, when there's something to...
Yeah, exactly.
That you're working for.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that really pushes me, and then it's always a reminder at some point. You always have these moments where you realize, okay, I'm putting so much mental effort into it as well. And you I didn't really forget, but sometimes you have those moments where, okay, what is this all about? And you just remind yourself, this is, go back to your story, you realize again, and take a moment to take it in, and then that gives you motivation to keep going and then push yourself again.
Yeah, quite. When things get tough, because it's especially something like this, as you say, you think, people are worse off than me. They're probably feeling worse than I am at the moment if they're undergoing something or going through something. And that, again, just drives you on a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so as far as donating goes, when do you set off, by the way? When is this? It's quite soon, isn't it?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow. Yeah. Well, so we got you in at the last knockings here. Well done. Okay.
Yeah, just in time.
And also, it's, I suppose the further north you're heading, it won't be quite as bad, but pretty hot out there at the moment to be cycling.
Yeah, so I even did a test run, and I slept without any covers even. Just had at 4 a.m. I woke up, got my towel because it started to get a bit cold, but other than that, it was kind of quite warm and
Yeah.
have to drink a lot. That's a big important thing.
Yes, and drink water like it's your job, as well as cycling up to the Netherlands there. So as far as people, if they're hearing this and want to donate, it's just you get onto the website and click on the donate button. What is it? As much as you want, as much as you feel like, or are there different things to?
So on the website, there's the 2 donation links. So if you want to fund the journey itself, or if you want to donate for the charity organization. You see a small introduction on the webpage, and then two main buttons. That's where you can donate, and you have the opportunity to put in as much as you want. And usually it says like 5, 10, 25, and I think 50 or more. But you can put in select a specific amount you want yourself. Yeah.
Okay, and it's all going towards, obviously, part of it keeping you going on your journey there. But for the what's the KWF Cancer Foundation?
It's a Dutch Cancer Society. If I'm not mistaken, it's the biggest cancer society or fundraising group in the Netherlands. So they do different events as well, and the Ride for the Roses is kind of part of that KWF Cancer Foundation. All
right, just a little touch I've noticed in the email here. So with every donation, someone can share the name of somebody they may have lost to cancer.
Yeah, so that's something I recently put up. I actually had this idea a while ago, but I didn't put it on the website. So also for the people that did already donate and still want to, place a name on the T-shirt that I'll be wearing on the actual event itself, then feel free to send me an email, and then I'll make sure that name is also on the T-shirt that I'll be wearing.
Wow, okay. Yeah. Just the one T-shirt. I'd have to change mine about 2 minutes up the road, the way things are at the moment.
Yeah, I'll see how many people eventually, how many names are eventually given, because I can also understand that some people don't really want their name or someone's name to be public. But in the end, if it's hundreds, 20 or thousands, I'm gonna make sure that if it doesn't fit on one T-shirt, I'll have 5 T-shirts, and then I'll just wear them at different stages during the journey.
Yeah, it's a nice touch. Yeah, absolutely. So it is ride-for-roses.com, but the link, everything is on our Facebook page as well. So BayRadio in Spain. If you're on our page or you go and subscribe to it, you'll find the link there with all the details of Ruben, and follow him on his journey as well.